Guys, I have great news. The SEC, led by our old pal Gary the Boss Ginsler, is in complete disarray, and they've made some profound new enemies. That's right, 8 attorney generals have slammed the SEC in an amicus brief. These are not just your everyday Joes, these are attorney generals, head of states, kind of like departments of justice. And they've argued against the SEC's regulatory approach to crypto assets. This is from Daily Coin, but other outlets have posted on this as well. And of course, the group, comprising of 8 attorney generals, has argued against the commission's regulatory overstep. So, a lot of states, a lot of legal people are coming out against the SEC, and things are just getting harder and harder and harder for them. I don't really know if this is because crypto's gotten a lot more, shall we say, bribing power or maybe lobbying power, or that people are finally seeing the light. So this is a big positive development for Kraken. A group of legal attorneys have thrown their weight behind the commission's overreach claims, and they filed this amicus brief yesterday. There are 8 attorneys generals of the United States argued the SEC's actions in the Kraken lawsuit, asserting that its enforcement actions exceed its delegated powers, and this is what a lot of the lawsuits hinge on. Now, if the SEC loses the Kraken lawsuit, they're probably going to lose the other lawsuits as well, because they are basically the same thing. While the brief maintains neutrality between both parties and opposes the SEC's regulation of crypto assets, emphasizing that the U.S. Congress has not granted the Commission authority over crypto assets. Once again, because crypto assets may actually not be securities, and no one's determined that they are securities, so the attorneys generals are saying that regulation by enforcement is not a valid strategy. The attorneys condemn the SEC's efforts to expand its definition of investment contracts, so they're saying, like, no, unless Congress grants you powers over investment contracts, you really can't do anything, reiterating the state's position to prevent the commission authorities from overstepping. Judges, whether they're Democratic or Republican, tend to actually not like when government agencies overexpand their powers, and they are good about calling that out. And attorneys and courts have been increasingly hostile towards the SEC, and now a bunch of attorney generals of the United States have come out straight up out against the SEC. And they're urging the court to reject the commission's bid to categorize crypto's assets as securities, because that has not been determined yet. And of course, they're saying that the SEC's exercise of the delegated authority puts state consumers at risk by preempting state statutes better tailored to specific risks on non-securities products. And of course, I think, like with the attorney general speaking out, the SEC might definitely be on thin ice. And I think it's more likely that the Kraken suit, the Coinbase lawsuit, and even the Binance lawsuit could actually rule against them. And of course, only recently, the SEC was declared unprofessional and unethical by 5 senators. The group condemned the commission's negligence, exemplified in its misconduct in the battle against debt box. I think the whole battle against debt box, where the SEC basically submitted false info, really killed its credibility. And SEC has been basically in the crosshairs of a lot. So the condemnation hinged on the commission's provision of false information and misrepresentation of evidence. So basically, they're taking that and they're attacking their lawsuit against Kraken. Of course, they're also against Binance and Coinbase, and obviously, this lawsuit might be, any one of those lawsuits against Binance, against Coinbase, against Kraken, might actually be the tipping point, and Ginsler's job is not getting any easier, because big legal bigwigs have actually come out with him, people that actually have authority at the state and maybe even the national level have completely come out against him as well. So Ginsler's job is getting harder and harder, and I think eventually he's going to have to give up his crusade against crypto. It's going to cost the Democrats a lot of political power, and generally it's just going to turn more and more people against them. And I think both Democrats and Republicans are going to come out against him. Guys, Plan B is back at it with predictions, but this time his predictions actually might come true. He is projecting 10 months of face-melting FOMO. Now, the thing is, like, we all know about Plan B predictions. He got a couple of months right back in 2021, I believe, and then he got everything else wrong after that. But this time he might actually have a point. He is obviously riding the Bitcoin ETF hype, and that might actually suit him well. Obviously, he's going to his stock to flow chart. I'm not really all that bullish on his stock to flow chart, but well, you know what I do see? I do see massive inflows from the ETFs. In fact, despite yesterday's big outflow, and that was from Grayscale, Grayscale actually sold off $600 million worth of crypto, and that's why we didn't go up yesterday, by the way. But despite that, the inflows were still slightly positive from yesterday because BlackRock and Fidelity completely and utterly countered the $600 million of sales by Grayscale yesterday. So the thing is, like, even if Grayscale's biggest sell-off, and this was most likely caused by Genesis, which is what a lot of people are actually thinking, even if that can't bring us down, then I don't think there's that much that can really bring us down. Maybe just a little bit too bullish about this, but you know, like if the Genesis sales and the government sales can't bring us down, there's not much that can actually bring us down. And so, and also, like, the predictions are $150 billion of AUM. We've maybe got like a tenth of that right now. So there's still several months of FOMO left. So I do think the face melting gains that we've experienced this week could actually persist for quite a long time. Now, will they be face melting the entire 10 months? Probably not. I mean, that's just too much face melting for me. But they could actually persist for many of the 10 months. We could have like a 10-month or maybe a year and a half uptrend overall. But, you know, some of the months will be kind of like bleh, you know. But even those bleh months will probably be slightly up, if not just even. And both of those things are actually okay. And you can see that, like, Bitcoin's pulling the altcoins up too. You know, people were complaining about ADA at 65 cents a little bit earlier this week. It's already at 72 cents. It's going up as well as the other coins. So you can easily tell that Bitcoin is actually pulling the rest of everything up with it. Some of the rest of everything else may not be going up as fast, but Bitcoin is slowly and surely pulling everything up. Doge is doing really, really awesome, and meme coins are doing really awesome overall. And that brings me to another thing, like I think it's pretty wise to have 10 to 15% of your portfolio in meme coins. You can always reallocate those meme coins after they've bursted, like, you know, 2 or 3x and allocate into something else. But as you can see right now, meme coins like Shiba Inu, like Doge, like, you know, like a Milady, dog with hat, cat with hat, whatever the hell you want to invest in terms of meme coins, many of them are popping off. I do believe many more will actually pop off. I mean, my best two performing coins in the last couple of months have been Jasmy and Floki. My Floki has gone from like $600 to $1,900, and my Jasmy has gone from $100 to nearly $500. That's like, no, I actually have like something like 2,500 just from those two coins alone. Although it's not a huge part of my portfolio right now, it's taking up a bigger and bigger part of my portfolio at this point, just from two meme coins that were pretty much nothing a while ago. And that's not to mention like Snack and other things I have in there as well. So these meme coins, because they're ballooning, they're taking a bigger and bigger part of my portfolio, and I don't think they're actually done yet. And you know, like Robinhood Europe, I believe, is actually listing, I think like dog with hat or cat with hat or something. And if Coinbase and Kraken win the lawsuit, I think they're going to start listing some more of these coins. So I think these meme coins have a long way to actually grow. And I'm actually excited about meme coin growth because I think that will actually pull more people into the crypto market overall. So I actually do think that memes are actually not a bad investment. You shouldn't go all in on one meme, obviously. And once they pump up 5 or 10x, unless they're still super small in market cap, you should probably sell and at least take some profits, at least take your original out. But I actually think if you actually do the 10 to 15% in memes, that actually might outgain the rest of your portfolio. You just have to like not get too greedy and actually sell when the appropriate time is. So I do actually believe memes are actually a pretty good buy right now and a pretty good at least short to mid-term investment. Because I do think like as the market goes up, they're definitely going to pop off. And like they're going to pop off much, much faster than other coins. In other news, Craig Wright has basically gone insane. The lawsuit is not going well for him at all whatsoever. Now he is like not even contending that the documents are doctored. He's just trying to shift the blame from doctoring onto someone else. He's saying they bugged his house and his office and all that, and they doctored the documents specifically to frame him. But remember, he is still the one that submitted the doctored evidence without actually checking it, or him and his lawyers, and it's not turning out too well for them. Like, I didn't know these documents were doctored is generally not a great excuse for submitting doctored documents, because that's kind of your fault. And I don't think the jury actually believes that he didn't actually doctor the evidence. He's trying to squeeze out of it as much as possible, but I don't think he's going to be able to squirm out of this one. So Craig Wright not doing well. I think BSV going downhill and not really going to do too much in this bull run, because it's going to be proven that Craig Wright, their glorious leader, is going to be a fraud. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.